and we're going to chat about brand names. As a thrifter, that's what we look for. Fabric sewn together. Why must I have these things? Like, why? Hello. I thought I'd do another chatty McChat video. I did one a little while ago of why I quit therapy, and a few people said that they kind of like that style of just kind of chatting about stuff. So I thought I'd do another one. This one is not as deep or, personal as such, but I've got a lot of stuff going on right now that is deep and personal, so I kind of didn't want to go there. So I'm going to fold some laundry, and we're going to chat about brand names. I have a bunch of notes made because that's the only way I can function is notes, and I also need to put my glasses on. I'm also trying out this little mic thing here because there's a lot of construction noise going on outside. So, was it attached to me? No, okay. I had a chest hair. Okay, so we are going to get into this. Now, why do I want to talk about brand names? As a thrifter, that's what we look for. Like, we scan the racks and we look for the good names so we get the good finds. And I've always been like a keen brand name person. I love a good, as like growing up, if you had something polo, that was a huge trend in the 80s here, was like a polo shirt with a little, the actual Ralph Lauren polo. So, that was a thing. And I was talking about it with someone the other day. Do you remember Varney shirts? I don't know if it was just a Canadian thing, but it was like just a t-shirt and it had a circle with a V and Varney on it. And we were nuts for them in junior high. There was another, like the hypercolor shirts where you like touch them and it would change color. Like that was a cool thing to have. But so this is why I wanted to talk about it. It's like, why have I and everybody else in the world technically been obsessed with brands and brand names? Like, when you come down to it, it's just fabric sewn together. When it comes to brand name clothes, and like purses is just leather sewn together. See, motorcycles. So you think about it, like when it comes down to it, yes, I'm sure like better quality comes out of it, but why are we obsessed with these names? And I mean, it has a lot to do with, social media now, but it wasn't always. It was like magazines and, the culture of the must-have item. That's what I see a lot today of. It's like you go on Instagram and every second reel I scroll through is the must-have items for summer. Your Amazon must-haves, your kitchen must-haves. It's like, why must I have these things? Like, why? We're very much a consumer culture, that I know. I mean, I am definitely a maximalist. I like stuff. And that's just the way it is. But mostly it's what I want to dive into is the luxury brands. Like, why are we obsessed and why are we taken in by a luxury brand and the branding of it just because of the brand? It's like, you might not like the shirt, but the shirt is the brand, so you like the shirt because it's the brand. Does that make any sense? I'm just as guilty as anyone else. Like, I found a Burberry dress at Century 21 in New York when I was there the first time I was ever there, and it was like one size too small. There was none other. It was only that, and it was a price I could afford, so I bought it. I wore it once, but it was, I couldn't wear it because it was size too small, but I bought it anyway because it was the brand and I had to have it. I was super into Sex and the City, so brands were all about Sex and the City. Sex and the City was all about the brands. I'll get it right. It's that thing of, it's just fabric stitched together and it's called something, therefore it's a must-have. Therefore, people are willing to spend hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars for an item, which you could find something basically exactly the same but because it's not that brand, it's a fraction of the cost. Like, this is just what's been on my mind lately. And it's part of it is because I am now working in a retail store that does sell. I'm sorry if I'm hitting this with folding laundry. Yeah, this is probably not a good way to start with this microphone. Anyway, I'm working in a store that sells expensive sportswear, like Columbia, Cool, like Kuel. What's another one? Like Under Armour is not that expensive, but it's still that brand. It's another one, Cotopaxi. I know I've never heard of it before I worked there, but that's another like high-end brand. Marmot is a brand that we sell that's very expensive. And like Prana, stuff like that is high-end outdoor hiking kind of wear. But why is it so expensive? And we've been doing a lot of business lately because we've been doing a 75% off sale. So people are coming in because they can get those brands for less than normal. And it's all about the brands, which is just very confusing to me, because they will buy a t-shirt for $40, but a very similar and sometimes softer, nicer feeling t-shirt that I bought online for Old Navy for $9.99, I would prefer to, anyway, that's neither here nor there, that's personal preference. But all I'm saying is, I'm just curious to that dynamic. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm not good at words. But I used to be very influenced by brands, and influencers had a field day with me. It's like all they had to do was mention a makeup product, and I'd be like looking for it or try and find it online, because it's got to be good. If they're talking about it online, it's got to be good. So I've definitely gotten less of that. I'm less like that, but I mean, we're all still influenced. And one of the things that's kind of shocking and to me now is the Stanley Cup craze. Like, Stanley, the brand, has been around for, I don't know, 100 years. Like, I remember the metal lunch boxes and the metal thermoses and stuff, but they come out with these colorful cups with handles and straws, and now they're must have. So, and why are they must have? They're massive. They're massive. I don't understand why anyone needs to drink that much water or have that much water on their person to carry around with them. Like, yes, you need to drink your water. Good on ya. But why must you carry it with you? Like, I'm just confused by that. But no shade to people who love them, because I know people love them and they collect them. And I'm like, good on ya. Great. Enjoy. Have all the colors. I am not one to judge anybody's likes, dislikes, or collections, if you will. I just am trying to understand it. But us as thrifters, that's what we look for, because usually, and I'm not saying all the time, but usually the brands are of higher quality. So when you thrift them, they're in better shape. They're in good shape than something that, for example, came from Old Navy and has been washed a couple times, 3 to 4 times. And they're not fast fashion, so they're not going to fall apart, which is, the stand of quality and why, when we thrift them, they're still good. But that's not necessarily always the case either. So you can't really go on that. And, especially for resellers, they want to turn a profit on their purchases that they find at the thrift stores, so they can sell online and get some money back because it's a good brand. I do the same thing. Like, I found a Marmot jacket at the thrift store and thought it was a size small. It's not going to fit me, but it was in really good shape. There wasn't a mark on it. I'm like, perfect. I can see if I can sell this on my Poshmark. And it's hasn't sold yet, but it's lovely. And if anybody's looking for it, it's there. And part of it is like the thrill of the hunt. Will I find a cool, expensive brand for a fraction of the cost? Because a lot of it, we normal, us everyday people would never be able to afford to go into a Burberry or a Lacoste or and buy stuff new. But to find it thrifted, it's exciting because check out what I found, this amazing brand. And I mean, most of my thrifted YouTube videos are that I found these brands. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're better than any other brand that is less expensive. But it's just something that I'm finding intriguing. And the other thing about the brands is when you wear a brand, you're basically advertising for that company for free. They're actually paying money to advertise for them. So you pay this money and you're wearing something that has the brand on it. It has, North Face or, whatever the case may be. And that is advertising. Other people see you wearing that and they go, oh, I like that. Where did you get it? So it's branding is also, you are giving this company free advertising. And, if you like the company, go for it. I mean, I'm sure the company appreciates the free advertising. And then there's also this show offism, like I can afford this brand, you can't, I'm better than you. And, that's what is a little bit scary when it comes to kids and the whole Stanley Cup thing. Like, we sell those Stanley Cups at the store that I work at. So, and I've seen parents come in to buy them for birthday presents or whatever, and they would say, yeah, she was getting made fun of because she didn't have one. That is awful. That is awful. And, there's no need for children to be made fun of because they don't have a humongous water bottle the size of an adult's head. So yeah, it's a bit off-putting. And I mean, when there's a dance class at the studio and it's my daughter's age and they're 8 years old, and there's 5 Stanleys on the floor because that's their water bottle they brought, and I calculate how much money that is just sitting in the corner for 8-year-olds. I mean, it blows my mind, but it's the culture we're in. It's the consumer, it's the culture. And I mean, I am definitely not preaching that I'm any better or any different. Like, I am just as, influenced, as I said, as anybody else. I do not have a Stanley though, guys. I don't get it. I have a thing where I can't drink water out of a straw, and I have to drink out of glass that I can see through. One of my many quirks, if you will. But yeah, it's like that, the thing that something expensive, something brand name is tied into our self-worth. So we feel bad if we don't have it because social media just has it to the extreme of, you have to have this or you're just not good enough. I think that's really sad. I don't like that. Anyway, done folding laundry, so that's it for me. If you have any opinions on the subject, please let me know. And just putting it out there, I am not judging anybody who loves brands. I love a brand too. But I just find the whole topic of it a little bit fascinating that, people are willing to pay a lot of money for a certain brand and don't like other products, even though they're basically fabric stitched together. It's all the same. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. It's actually sunny here and it's getting warmer and I like it. So things are a bit crazy for me for the next week, but I am going to vlog my show. The year-end show for Dance Studio West is a week from today, so I am going to vlog that. So you'll probably see that the weekend after it happens. And I also have 1, 2, 3 other like chatty video topics that I've already like written all out, and but I just need to wrap my head around it because they're a little bit harder. It's not brand names and fluff. It's a little bit harder to talk about, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like it's important. And that's it for me. I hope you're having a fabulous day and wishing you all the best. And we'll see you in the next one. Make sure you follow along and subscribe. We'll see you then. Bye. I appreciate you.